On this episode of the Overland Brothers, me and Sean are installing a 3.5-inch Overland Plus lift from Clayton Off-Road.
These are about due to be thrown away. They're a little crispy.
Crispy critters. Yeah. About time to start drinking.
Check this Jeep prostate. Is it a girl? Is it a boy or a girl?
I don't know, what is it?
Frostbite.
Is that a boy or a girl?
We went to the website and selected the lift kit that we wanted and added the Fox shocks to the purchase as well. They have step-by-step instructions on how to install the kit on their website, right there with the product. Overall, we had a really great experience with them. They had excellent customer service, and spoiler alert, we're very happy with the product. Alright, let's get to the install. First, we need to get the control arms to the desired length. Clayton's does provide standard lengths depending on what Jeep and size lift you have.
I'm gonna try to eyeball it here. See how close I can get.
I might already do that because I'm pretty familiar with what 17 inches feels like.
Yeah, you and me both. That's why everybody thinks we're brothers and stuff. Look like.
Hey, that's dead on the money. You don't necessarily have to have a lift to install a lift kit on the Jeep, but it sure does make it a lot easier. We went ahead and supported our axle to where we ain't got any weight on any of our suspension parts. Now I'm going to go ahead and start unhooking the shocks and just start breaking some of this stuff loose so we can drop it down far enough so we can start putting our new springs in. Shocks removed. This track bar's got to come off next so we can start getting this axle down a little further. Got a hammer?
Got one of these universal hammers.
So
We're gonna go ahead and loosen the bolts up that go through the frame here for the control arms. So it'll allow us to pivot more to be able to gain access to the springs and get them out.
got it.
That one was not very tight. So we also want to go ahead and take off the sway bar here on both sides because right now we're maxed out about as far down as we can go. So we're gonna have to take these off as well. Gotta reach for it. Oh. So what we're going to do right now is, this already had a lift on it, so we're going to take off the lower control arm. That's going to give us access to these bolts right here because they go through on the back side, and we've got to be able to hold them and take them off to put the new bracket on.
Unhook these brake lines here and give us a little bit more room. A lot more room. Right here, I had to remove the emergency brake cables so we can let the axle hang down a little bit further. Next, we unhooked the vent from the axle tube and lifted the Jeep higher so we could remove the old springs. Spring. Alright, now the new.
So this is the track bar relocation for the old lift kit, and we're just taking this off and replacing what came with Clayton's.
Fancy. Track bar mount set like this, and it bolted on there and it squeezed in between this right here. So whenever you look at this one, don't let it fool you and you think you have to put this in between on top of this. They make this with a slot right here in it where it'll slide right here in place.
You could have just made a little shorter bolt or something. I'm trying to just get enough room right here because this bracket has to be even to get enough room for the nuts to start. Voila. Nope, I've got one else like that.
They shouldn't spin. We did run into one dilemma while we was working on the Jeep. We got it up here in the air, and I didn't think I've got my fridge freezer with the beer in it. So we was getting a little thirsty. We're gonna have to make a trip upstairs.
I got the cooler loading down. My friends are on their way. And if you're looking for a good time, y'all, well, I suggest you stay.
Here you go, Overland brother.
Sir? Much appreciated.
This is the factory lower control arm off of a Jeep JK.
And this, by God, is the new one.
Look at how much thicker that is in just comparison.
Massive.
Axle's got to go up so I can get it in. There we go. Yeah. Perfect. You always make sure whenever you're doing lifts that you leave all your control arm bolts loose. And then you set it down on the ground where you have the full weight of the vehicle on it before you tighten all the control arms. So they'll be springy.
Springy.
Where they're supposed to be.
Still loose. Now.
Yep. Here I was putting together the sway bar links for the rear that come with the kit. I didn't install them quite yet, but I probably will in the future. Now we're going to start lifting the axle up and put the springs in.
Hey, can I see what I need?
Here's where I hooked back up my emergency brake cables and start reinstalling everything as we took it apart. There we go.
Bye. So cheap.
Dang, I think I no more.
Alan, can you quit swinging that? So on the passenger side of the JKs, this little inner fender piece right here where your battery and all that stuff is above it, they have like where they've molded it, it doesn't have a lot of room to be able to get a wrench or anything else in there to take the nut off. So we're just kindly making a little bit more space for ourselves to be able to get a tool in there, get it out quicker. These are bushings. The bushings is what gets you.
She's pretty loose. Yeah.
They can give you another length.
Yeah, I got my pin
Do you have a 22 in those?
You'll be able to see on here where those eccentrics were on the.
sweet.
So before it actually gets to where it needs to. In the way.
No, that's it.
She in.
It's in. Pry bar probably. Right about there.
No.
This lift kit doesn't come with the sway bar disconnects in the front, so I just ordered these from JKS, which I'll be halfway installing right now. And then I'll adjust my height when we get it sitting on the ground with its full weight on it.
So at this point in time, while he's putting the sway bar disconnects on the front, I'm gonna go ahead and start popping these Fox 2.0 shocks in there. Just get stuff a little finger tight on there until we can get ready to bolt some stuff up.
Those are gonna fit balling. One way and then one different. There we go. We're just gonna throw these sway bar disconnects. Go ahead and just throw them on here to keep the axle from falling too far when we're gonna put the wheels and tires back on it. So we can set it down, start tightening up all our control arms.
That helped. That helped a lot.
Final countdown.
Working on the wax ball.
I don't even know if they said that they was gonna. Oh, how you doing? If you're not done, I've got a birthday party to go to. So I'm gonna let Overland brother Wayne over here finish up his rig. Y'all have a good one. Come back now here.
Alright guys, I got the thing down on the ground, I got everything tightened up. I tried to make sure, my axles were centered as much as I could. We drove it up and down the road a few times, got my steering wheel centered. It's pretty straight right now. We're getting ready to take it for a longer drive. Gonna see if it pulls, anything like that. I'd say I'll be taking it, probably in the next week to get an alignment, a good alignment. I'm looking forward to see how it performs. Y'all gotta stick around. We'll let you know how it turns out.
What you can do is you can censor it out and let them figure out what the word was.
Honey.
Can I ask why the back of your hair would smell
Only laying down in it.
just
Yeah. The Tennessee waterfall.
I'm gonna make like a YouTube edition, and then I'm gonna make like
18 and older?
Overland Brothers.
Rated MA.
Plus.
I think right?
Yeah, we're pretty close.
We're a step past
We're
it.
as close as you can get the sides of for cold
This
air.
is not known for performance.
It's true.
0 to 60s.
Eventually.
Not known for that.
0 to 60 eventually.
I think it's burning my face off.
Yeah.
Fucking melting on the inside. Like Denton. Is that his name on Batman?
Dale Denton?
And he got his face all melted off.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dale didn't from Pineapple Express.
Although his face felt like it was melting off too.
You get the memo?
We ride together, we die together. Bad boys, overland boys for life. I kept rethinking in my head. It come out right eventually. That's what she said. Bubble prints. We're gonna have to take off the. I want to get one of those off-road jacks, big balloons.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure how well they hold up. I'm real curious.
There's any sponsors out there who want to send us one.
Maybe. It'll fall off this. Damn.
With that washer over there on that bolt. Throwing gonna get you in trouble though, that's gonna be. Thanks for watching, and make sure you click that subscribe so you can see all our new content coming out.